Is it Mirage?
It is Mirage indeed. They're still kind of warming themselves up now, I think. So we haven't just jumped in just yet. I think the knife round has already happened though.
Who is on the CT?
I believe NXL are on CT.
It's not good news for the opponent team.
Well, I assume this is actually a warm-up, but they're playing this fairly seriously. We haven't been given the go-ahead as of yet, so that's why I'm a bit confused. But either way, the bomb is being planted right now. And it looks as though CCZY... Yeah, there we go. That's what I was expecting, that the old reconnect would come into play. I was just casting that on the off chance it was live.
Oh, I'm lucky. They didn't start.
Okay, some people saying my mic's too loud and the in-game's too quiet, so I'm turning my microphone down. Do give me a shout, guys. Apologies again, I have set this up like really last minute, so I will turn up the volume. There we go. There we go. I've just kind of fiddled around with the settings a bit because I'm trying to get this sorted out for everybody on the sound levels. Can you just talk for a little bit so we can hear you?
1, 2, 3, test. Test. 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful. Do give us a shout in chat, guys, if Kassad needs to be turned up more, if my mic needs to be turned down.
We are not live yet.
No, we are still waiting for things.
That's good. Actually, I kind of think this NXL team is going to win this match. I remember them on the tournament in India. They won that event on Bangalore, I think, last year. They beat some Indian team called Neckbreak with some Indian players who played on ESL Cologne. So I watched them a bit in semi-finals and finals, and they seemed alright, I mean, for the Asian scene. So I guess they're favorites here. I don't know about ZZCY.
Yeah, I'm in a very similar position to yourself as well. I mean, I've heard of both of these teams, but honestly, I couldn't say categorically which one is stronger. I don't have a huge amount of knowledge when it comes to the Asian scene, but I think, Kazad, that we are just about...
Knife, yeah.
Well, they just actually knifed themselves, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it looks as though we're live into knife.
I'm looking at the pings of the players, and you can see NXL players have like 15 pings, all of them, and players from China have like near 80 or something. One of them has 43 or something, but it's a bit of a gap in the ping. So another thing that's going NXL's way, I guess.
Yeah, there are some really high pings there. D10 is on 110 ping. That's pretty brutal. The rest of them are around 90 and 80. So that is going to be a fairly big difference maker, surely, going forward into this one. NXL looks as though they are going to be starting off on the CT side, and the teams are saying good luck, have fun. So I think we're just about ready to jump into this first round in the Asia Stars tournament. This is the matchups to decide which teams will be moving forward to the semi-finals. And then tomorrow is Grand Finals day as we take it on board with CCZY. They get the first frag of this matchup, but they do fall down afterwards from Frost Misty. And the CT's already looking pretty good here, although that being said, Dai does take down Frost Misty, who is in the underground area. Rosio's opening up there onto Palace, which was 813. Comes out. There's some really crazy names here as well, because I've got to say, it's going to be pretty difficult to cast. But
difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, Marek has picked himself up one onto Sofyong, and this is going to allow the rest of the Chinese team to actually push onto B and get that bomb down. Marek's doing a great job here, running interference in connector, trying to keep the Indonesian team guessing, and he actually does pick up that frag. So Rosio's the only remaining player. He's only got 12 HP to his name, picks up the first one, but he's going to have to pick two more up, and because honestly, I don't like his chances from this position, and he does die.
Definitely no. I have to say it was a bit of a strange pistol round from the CTs, because it's you have better ping, you have better pistols for long range shots, and they went two guys in the underpass and just got killed. And going into the close range with these pistols, that's not very good idea against Glocks, because you will be shut down very easily, and that's just what happened here. And strange call. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with this pistol from the CTs.
Well, interestingly enough, they're actually going to be starting things off here with Cupad just running in with the MP7. He's picked himself up 3 kills before falling. And now they're actually going to be jumping out of Palace. And there's only Sofyong remaining now for the Indonesians. And he is going to be pulling himself through CT spawn. So this should be another round to Chinese CCZY for sure. I can't see how Sofyong gets this one before clutch.
There is absolutely no chance. And you can see the SMGs doing their work. The guy with the VGO just rushed in the ramp and killed 1-2 guys, and then just the site was clear and easy round for ZZCY. So, but they haven't bought anything. NXL, I mean, they went for the almost full eco. It's a good thing to see. Maybe they have some plan with a double op setup in the first gun round or something. So who knows?
Yep, that is a good point, and we did see this as well yesterday. Tyloo did not buy up on the first round. It's something you see from a lot of Europeans and A teams that if they lose the first, they'll go for something like scouts, maybe a few pistols, maybe even now a couple of SMGs if they're feeling like it. But it seems in Asia they actually do just save up and play a lot more patient, and they're not forcing the buy this time around either. They're just going to be upgrading a few pistols.
Maybe they're a little bit late with the current meta, or they just have something new in common. So I don't know. I kind of like to fight for the first couple of rounds. Like to buy everything I can to actually save that part of the half. Maybe try to reset the economy or something. Or, I mean, who knows? Maybe this is better for them because they have some setups that work for them. So.
Yep, of course, with these saves, it could allow them to pick up some AWPs next round if that's what they're looking to do. But they have fallen down very quickly, 4-0. In terms of frags, and that's going to be a clean sweep for the Chinese. And now NXL, they do have plenty of funds to play with, but they're going to have to start winning some rounds here on CT.
Oh yeah, they really need some rounds. I mean, losing the first 3 rounds as a CT on Mirage, you're just giving the space to the terrorists to actually do what they want. They can pressure you on middle, they can do any strat they want, they can take a risk because they have space to work with. So. Not very ideal thing to lose the CT pistol, especially if you have the advantage in ping and pistols and maybe even a skill or whatever. I don't know.
Well, it seems like ZZCY are just going to be lurking around this area of the map down at ramp and waiting. 813 in Palace. He could be maybe the first player to go in. Vigo, meanwhile, is in underpass and trying to make a real nuisance of himself, but they haven't really made any noise, so it's keeping the Indonesians guessing this whole time. You can see there that Size in shadow. He's in a good position to strike, but he's going to catch a grenade on his forehead right now from 813, down to 45 HP. He does get himself a frag, and Sofyong also gets himself one as well. Marek chimes back, but there's Rosio. This is a great round from the CTs, just what they needed. And Dai is the last remaining player, and he's been dropped as well. So we were saying they desperately need rounds, and that's exactly what they end up doing.
Oh yeah, it was a clean round, and it was idea to do the strat like with smokes on A side with a guy backstabbing from the underpass. But it's a good idea, but it's a bit outdated. It's a strat from like late 2012, so they need to like change something because the guy from the B apps just pushed and went from behind, and the other players just knew the terrorists are going for A strat and just rotated. All of them just rotated to the A side, and you need to take map control before you like do something.
Oh, first frag from Fragged there. I did just highlight that the bomb has been dropped back at the T spawn, which indicates they don't want to go for a mad rush and more play for picks and then convert it into a potential bomb plant. So far it's gone 1 for 1 on kills. 813 does catch a glimpse of that player, which was Sofyong, who does pull himself back towards App's area himself. And both teams are just giving as good as they're getting at the moment. Neither team's really spreading their wings and flying away with this matchup. You'd expect NXL, if they win this round, they will win the next one afterwards. And we'll find ourselves in a 3-3 situation. But there's still 4 players to find and frag. And this has been a very slow, steady round. They have finally picked up the bomb. And it looks as though the Chinese are moving towards A.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a very important round for both teams because nobody wants to get their economy resetted, and especially for the CTs, because if they lose this round, I mean, they can buy the next one, but it's going to be very hard because look at the money and see that's not going to be like total full.
Oh, but there is CCZY, was in shadow, had a pretty good chance to actually line them up and knock them down, but he gets taken out courtesy of Dio, I believe that was. And now Frosty Misty is trying to push his way in through CT spawn. There's heavy smokes down there, the bomb's been planted. This is going to be very difficult for CTs to retake, but Sophion gets that first frag in this exchange. It is going to be Frost Misty dropping afterwards, but look at Frag, he's in a good position to strike in a 1v2. The bomb is planted in a really horrible place for him, but he gets the first kill. He has no defuse kit. This is going to be so difficult for him to pull off. And Marek, meanwhile, is just chilling in ramp. This should be his round unless something crazy happens. And even though Frag does get the kill, he doesn't have a defuse kit, doesn't have enough time. And therefore, that is going to be the round to the terrorists.
And it makes you wonder, because the guy had like 4.5k and he doesn't have a defuse kit, so... Out of focus, it can cost you a map, it can cost you a round, it can cost you a race it of your economy, and now they're in a problem just because he didn't buy a defuse kit and had 4.5k. I mean, who knows, maybe he wouldn't like clutched it, but he would have better chances to do so, right?
Yeah, definitely, I fully agree with you. It should always be in your back pocket if you've got enough funds to do so. It's a huge part of CT side, but here we go, Vigo with the assault rifle. Manages to bag himself a frag before being dropped down, fragged from Apps. He's going to go one better, and Sophion also goes into Dio. So already, ZZCY, yes, they've started very well on T side, but it looks as though this round is going to slip out of their grasp. It's just remaining on 813, who's consistently been the Palace player. And yeah, a minute and 10 to play with him, and he's got the time, Kazad, but this would be a crazy round for him to win.
Oh yeah, I mean, he should look for some picks, but to actually drop some guns from the cities, but he didn't do so. So nice comeback from the NXL, and they tried for like default setup with some picks on the B apps or ramp room, but it didn't really work out because the guy from the B apps just got shot down from one bullet from that AK, and after that it all fell apart for them. So nice comeback from the NXL guys this round.
Yeah, nicely done, but they're going to have to keep things going here because momentum's such a key part, especially when you find yourselves 2-4 behind on the CT side. We are seeing Frag pushing up, he gets himself one, but here comes a Tech 9 response from Dai. There is a Molotov in there, gets cancelled out from the smoke, and now the terrorists are able to push on through onto the site. If they can get this frag onto Sofong, they've got a very good chance of actually getting this round in their back pocket as well. And it was a mixed buy on top of everything else. 813 gets himself 2 quick fire kills. And suddenly NXL have lost another player. It's all on Sifs, and he must be wondering what the hell just happened to the rest of his team. He's got 8 players to kill and a bomb to defuse.
Oh yeah, he should just save or maybe go for some guns again, because they will probably buy the next round. And I have to say I don't really agree with the FRGD positioning. He's always aggressive in that balcony on the B apps, always looking for the pick, and once you get once or twice when you get a pick, you kind of change your style and be one round defensive, then go back to aggressive, and you need to switch it up because they will use that against you like they did. They just gathered up on the B side and exchanged with him. He didn't kill anybody, and they just went on the B side and finished the round. So maybe next time if he does the same, maybe AWP will kill him and they can go B again. So he needs to like change his positioning and maybe change his style to actually confuse the terrorists, so he doesn't get like pammed or something, or you know.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I do agree as well that NXL have consistently lost players for no real reason, and it's very odd. I mean, they have managed to save up the M4 from Sifs in that last round, but the rest of their team's pretty much scraping by on pistol buy-ups, and Sofong had a chance to get himself a kill, but he gets taken down. Rosio does reply from Connector before falling himself, and 813, who's been very predictable in Palace, is still getting kills from that position time and time again, and there's not much that the CTs can do about it. It's all on that man fragged, and he's on B all by his lonesome. The bomb's about to get planted onto A site, and he's got a mountain to climb. There's a player directly to his right hand side up in ladder. 2 coming to Connector. He's going to try and spray across with a P250. Gets himself 1, but that is a 6th round already to the Chinese, and this is already shaping up to be a great terrorist half for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, 6 rounds, lots of space to work with on the CT side and on the T side as well. So if they manage to go with like 7 or 8 or maybe even more, they'll be on a good way to win this match and go to the semis, right? Is the semis after this?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So nice start from ZZCY. I really didn't expect this. But lots of mistakes in the rotations from the NXL guys. When you saw when they lost B site. By the way, Fragd is again aggressive on the B apps and it can be a problem. Anyway, when they lost the B site, the rotations was completely random from the A. Nobody like agreed who's gonna go from the kitchen, who's gonna go from the shot. It was just random. And when you do things like that, it's very difficult to retake B side because on Mirage, because it's one of the sites who is like the toughest to retake in whole game. So you need to have like set up rotations before you lose the B side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if your play is down as well. It's such a difficult one to retake. There's so many areas and angles that you have to cover off, as you say, and it's easy to set up crossfires to stop the CTs from retaking as well. But
yeah,
right now,
if you have one smoke, you can close a whole short with one smoke.
Exactly.
You can focus on kitchen, and after that, it's kind of very difficult for the CTs to retake. Maybe if somebody makes a mistake from the terrorists, then you can retake it. But if you set up a nice crossfire, it's very difficult.
Well, speaking of crossfires, that seems to be what the CTs are doing right now onto A. As they do close off this 9th round, they do get that round under their belt, but they still have 3 more to go if they want to even get this one equal. And the Chinese easily buying back up again. So NXL, it's not just a case now because out of the CTs winning, they have to win and keep weapons, otherwise they're going to find themselves gradually losing rounds.
They have to stack rounds if they want to get back into this game, and if they lose this one, they will be in that again terrible eco full cycle, which nobody likes. But nice start from them picking up this first kill, so maybe a bit of a boost of confidence as well.
Well, that's exactly what they need to do, is get those opening picks, but almost straight afterwards they are losing players once again. And it appears that, again, it's going to be this A push that they're going for. 813 with the AWP in Palace is just trying to peek every corner he can, looking at stairs, calling it out to his team that it is clear for now. But there is a player, actually, Rozeo, who is in connector right now, but it's actually D who gets the first kill. AWP shot misses on Frosty Misty, and now the smokes and flashes do roar in, so the terrorists have managed to get a lot of real estate on this A site. The bomb is still on Tetris, so they're not going to be able to plant that for the next few moments, and with that kill in mid, that's certainly going to give the CTs the upper hand, but they need to close this one out. 813 is still with that AWP, and he is still trying to train his sights on towards CT, where Frost Misty currently resides, and he's going to miss that shot. And that's probably going to be all she wrote for this round. And the Chinese do get knocked down. 4 rounds on the board to the Indonesians. NXL have managed to pick up 2 on the bounce.
They were pretty lucky to get this round, to be honest, because they, for some reason, they are very defensive on the A side. They're letting go of the slope, of the alley area of the map, and terrorists are just creeping up, walking near them, and shooting them in the shadows and in the sandwich and in the side. They were lucky to get the exchange on their side, and that's what got them this round. But if they continue to do the same thing, they will probably lose 1 or 2 more rounds.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, especially the way that things have been going so far. And look at that, you said it before that Frank is playing way too aggressive, and he gets caught out. And with that opening pick, you're seeing that actually the terrorists are taking over B site, but their bomb planter 813 is still in Palace. He was hoping to get a cheeky ninja plant down there, not realising that his team would just brute force their way into position. And now he's caught in 2 minds of whether he stays or goes, and it seems to be that he may very well go back towards A plant now that everyone's rotated off that side. Here we go, he's actually pushing in with that bomb. He's going to be trying to plant it for connector, and it looks as though it will go down for him. Sif does get himself 1. Rozeo comes in and gets 1 himself, and now you're seeing that DY is so out of position. This should get defused pretty comfortably, and there we go. It does get defused in the end. And 6-5 scoreline.
Wow.
Very
Again,
strange
a lucky
round.
round for them. They should not have taken this round. I mean, you can again see the guy on the B apps is aggressive, and he looks like he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just waiting for somebody to kill, which is not a very good idea. When you are facing AKs, which can one-shot you. So maybe he should just jump behind the wall and try to spot someone, and then throw smoke, then throw another flash and firebomb, and keep them on the B apps and just not give away the site so easy.
Oh, that's a nice shot from 813 into ramp, and once again they are losing players in these peaking situations, which really does play into the T's hands, because now it spreads the CTs even thinner. They have to rotate somebody off B in towards window, and that's going to leave Frag by himself. He is going walkies, he's pushing in, he does get the kill onto Die, who probably should have done better from that position, but that will give the CTs a glimmer of hope now in this round. And it looks as though CCZY's Marek is in prime position to strike onto Frag, who he pushed aggressively, Casada, but he wasn't even quiet about it. He just like sprinted in towards stairs. So strange.
Yeah, he's playing very weird. And I don't know what is it, but it's not good for his team to... No, it's good for his team at all, so...
Well, and it's going to turn itself into a 3-on-1 in favour of CCZY. Bomb's been planted, and it's all on that man once again. The A carrier, Sifs. He's got himself one, but he's only got 19 HP to his name. He does have flashbangs, he does have a defuse kit, but this is still very difficult. The crossfire will be locked down. He's already given his position away, and there we go. Marek from Barrier takes him out, and 7 rounds for T-side, and they could easily get 8 or 9 on this half as well. That would be massive for them.
If NXL goes eco, it's going to be 8 to 5 probably near going into the CT half with at least a round advantage, which is like not result-wise so important, psychologically-wise. It's important to actually go with the advantage in the second half of the. You are going into the stronger half of the map. I mean, you managed to win the weaker part.
Look at this again, a very split approach from the Chinese. They've actually dropped the bomb, but look at this pushing onto ramp. It's Frost Misty gets the frag. Vigo got himself one beforehand, and now the CDs are going to be trying to lurk in this position. They get themselves another kill and a weapon picked up on their side, so that's going to do them the world of good right now. Frags does catch a glimpse of Dai, who is trying to push through B apps, and looks like it will be pushed very heavily through B apps now with the bomb in hand. Dio gets the frag onto Fragged, who was just chilling around short, trying to potentially get round to underground and maybe around the back of B apps, but the bomb's been planted. And now the CTs have to retake again, and that's a Kobe grenade from 813 onto Frost Misty's face. Sophiong does get himself a frag back, but now it's a 2-on-2. And we already spoke about this before. B is so difficult to retake if the T's have a good crossfire. That's exactly what happens, and indeed it will be the 8th round.
Oh yeah. By the way, these are the weirdest nicknames I have ever saw in my life.
Agreed.
I'm holding scoreboard and I don't know. What is this?
It's pretty difficult to cast because there's like so many numbers, and then there's just like random letters and things. But I've brought up the scoreboard for you guys to see who are the top fraggers. It's pretty even across the board. No one's really standing out, but 813 just moves himself slightly ahead. Top fragging with 13 as CFC is going to be locking down the A site with the rest of his team. No, he won't. 813 actually gets him through the box, and now it's all on Frost Misty, and he's been dropped. And now Fragged has to move his way through window. Misses the frag there. Onto Vigo, I believe that was, who was very, very low on HP. Opens back up again after pop flashing, but there's Vigo. Pushes him in. And look at this, 9-5. Unbelievable from CCZY.
Yeah, they're not smoking. Something is weird with them on the CT side. They're not smoking ramp. They're not smoking apps A. They're letting people go out without any resistance. So, it's a bit of a weird CT setup. Maybe they got into some bad mojo or something, so they are not really knowing what to do. But sometimes that happens when you get in a series of bad rounds. You can pull yourself out.
Yep, that is a very good point, and maybe it's just a case of the difference in the meta over in Asia is that maybe T's are slightly stronger. Who knows? Maybe NXL are going to come out and have a fantastic T side. I have no idea, but their CT side is left a lot to be desired, and they're about to get clean swept here in the 15th and final round of that half, and CCZY pick up the double digits, 10-5 ahead. Yeah. Now the roles will be reversed.
Yeah. I mean, Team NXL really needs to pick up this terrorist pistol round, because if they don't, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually accomplish something in this map, and they won't be able to win probably. So this is like a do or die for them. I mean, they can pull back even if they lose, but it's going to be very difficult. ZZCY will be on the they will be flying, confidence boosts.
No, they've looked very, very strong so far, but I am very interested to see how things work out now that the roles have been reversed, and we are going to start to see NXL, the Indonesian squad, running with Roseo all by himself up towards B. while the rest of his
bomb.
team, with the bomb, while the rest of his team is actually occupying A. So this is very reminiscent of what we saw a few rounds ago, actually, when it was 813 was chilling in Palace with the bomb on his own, while the rest of his team went to B. But here we go. It's going to be Indonesia pushing out of ramp very aggressively. Lots of smokes down as well. Fragd is going to be getting that first kill on to Marek. And look, they're actually pushing all the way through into window. And Dio is going to be in all sorts of trouble. He's got 3 players to find and frag himself. There's one. And he does get dropped down very quickly. And the bomb has got to be with a couple of teammates as well. The bomb will be planted. And now CT is going to have to retake. And this is going to be difficult.
By the way, this was a really, really nice strat. Did you see the smokes? One was for jungle and 3 was for A side, and just ran through the jungle and through the window room and went on B side. So it worked perfectly for them, but this after plan scenario was just terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah, I'm really confused by that. They did everything perfectly up until that retake, and then it just all seemed to go down the toilet for them. We were speaking before about B being very difficult to retake because you can get crossfires, but it seemed like all 3 players were just doing their own thing and died one by one.
Yeah, bad positioning and really cost them that round. And there was nobody to exchange with the first guy, nobody to exchange with the second, and the last one just was alone against 3 people, and it's at that point you are pretty much done.
Yep, and that was a round that they desperately needed to win. Of course, they did get the bomb plant, which is going to be nice for them. Maybe next round they can fall by, but they still would desperately want the scoreline to be 6-10. Here we go. They are going to be pushing in aggressively onto A this time through Palace. Vigo is in good position here to just spray down. He gets himself 2, and there is Marek with a double of his own. And in the blink of an eye, the round is won comfortably in the end to CCZY. Next round, though, Indonesia will be able to buy, and XL will be able to get some big weapons on the board. But they definitely need to start getting kills in rounds, otherwise this game is going to slip away from them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, double plant, it's always a good thing. They can afford the AWP now, which can probably surprise the Chinese team, but they are not going for it, I guess. Yeah, 5 AKs. So maybe that was the one thing they should do. Go for the AWP to surprise them and manage to get 1 tick from the start and then go from there. But apparently they're going for the B split, and it's a fast B split.
Yeah, very aggressive through mid, not playing slow and steady this time. Smoke will be locking off short. There is Sofyoung, does get the opening kill onto Marek, but they desperately need to convert this. We've seen time and time again that NXL will get the first kill and then do nothing with it and end up starting to die themselves. So are they going to push in? That's a smoke into connector. And they're now going to start to potentially move in on B. It's just Diu who's there. Dai is around underpass at this point in time, and Dio can't do anything about that. He was caught in no man's land. Short is pushed up from Dai, but he gets dropped down. It's all on 813. He's got the orb. He gets the first one. 3 more players to kill, but no, Frost Misty pushed Kitchen and takes him out. So that was a huge round for an XL, and they did manage to win it in the end.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I have to say they got a bit of luck in this round, because they just pushed the middle without any flashes, without any smokes in the window room or connector. The guy with the AWP was just waiting for them, and he missed his shot. If he hit the easiest shot ever, the guy who is jumping on his crosshair, it would have been a whole different round and whole different outcome. But luckily for them, he missed very clean shot and lost the mid control with that one missed shot. And after that, you saw the entry frag on somebody on the middle, and just on the B side was bad positioning from the guy who called Dio or something. Yeah, Dio.
Yeah.
He got caught from the behind, and you know the rest.
Yep, he pretty much got surrounded, and that was lights out in that round. And here we go. They get the first kill. And this eco bash, you'd assume it would be an eco bash. They do have full AKs. They've got themselves some grenades, Kevlar, the whole 9 yards, and I think it was a Deagle that I heard running up from a connector. Did get a couple shots off, but here we go. The cleanup crew is in effect. 813 once again is the last remaining player, and once again he can't do much about it. NXL, as expected, pick up that round, and CCZY will have weapons themselves this time around. So it's back to the drawing board for the Indonesians. They're going to have to... They've got 5 rounds if they just want to go even. I mean, that's pretty crazy, especially on T side.
You can see the ping on Dio is like more than 150, so it's a problem for him, I guess.
Oh man, that's
that from
crazy.
From round to round, and it can cause a problem. I mean, having 100 ping, it's not that terrible, because you can actually play, but
Yeah, I guess
Over 150, it's kind of problem.
I guess it depends on how used to this kind of ping he is as well. I mean, it definitely does give you a disadvantage compared to like 15 ping. Everyone on 15
Adrian
ping.
from the Hellraisers always playing with 100 ping.
Yeah.
So I get what you mean.
But you're seeing right now that it doesn't seem to have affected them that much, because even with the higher pings, they're 5 rounds ahead. And,
just imagine if they had the same ping.
Exactly. If they had 15 ping, they'd be world beaters. CCZY, they are going to be finding themselves a lot of angry terrorists pushing through connector. Marek is going to try and plug those gaps that have been just taken out of control, but actually, strangely enough, it's the terrorists that are going down faster. I really expect them to get out of connector and even maybe onto A bomb and plant that one, but suddenly it's a 2-on-1, and so far he's only on 28 HP. Has the bomb 35 seconds to play with. He could potentially get to B if he rotates right now, and it would appear that Dew kind of understands that idea because he's manoeuvring his way into kitchen. So NXL should lose this round unless something crazy happens. Yeah, there we go.
But he ran in the wrong moment. He should just have stayed in the connector and just wait for the other guy to rotate on B, because eventually somebody like Dio would have to go on the B side, because there is no sense being 2 people on A, and just went through the connector and maybe try to get that kill on the guy who was in connector on the stairs, and he just started running on the short, and the guy just hurt him and killed him in the back. So
well, this looks like an 8 push. They've had enough of playing slow. They've had enough of going blow for blow. They want to go for the jugular, but they're losing the first 3 players in quick succession. And this is easy peasy. This is lambs to the slaughter from CCZY, and just like that, in about 30 seconds, all of the terrorists are killed, and it's 14-7. And NXL don't have a lot of funds to play with. I mean, they've got an AK that they can pick up, but the rest of their team is, they're going to be scraping together weapons.
Well, I have to say, last round was a beautiful crossfire on the A side. I mean, terrorists had absolutely no chance. I mean, like 0 chances to win this round, because 3 people were looking at the same side from different angles, and no chance for them to win this round, and they didn't. So 14-7, looking grim for the team in itself.
Yeah, it really is. It would be a pretty miraculous comeback if NXL managed to bring it back from this position. But yesterday, actually, me and Avela were casting a game where the team was 14-8 behind on cash on T side and managed to actually come back and win 16-14. So crazy things do happen in this game a lot, but just the way that CCZY have been locking down sites, I really can't see NXL winning this. And there we go, 8-1-3, easy frag for him, as Sophion was actually looking through mid. And again, they get the opening pick, and again, you'd expect them to close off this round fairly comfortably. But hold the phone for a second. There are 2 players already up into apps from the terrorists, and the bomb is starting to move into position. So if they can get this first kill, if Dio falls, they've got a very good chance here. Frost Misty did eat a lot of damage, though, in the process. He's only got himself 27 HP to play with. And that bomb is starting to actually push onto the site. And it is being planted from fragged. And this will be... No, it gets stopped from 8-1-3. He plants without any backup whatsoever. And that's going to put Rosio in a horrible position. And he drops. And that's going to be 15-7. There's not much to say about this game, really. Just CCZY have been such a better squad across the board.
Yeah, and so many mistakes from them, from the team NXL on both sides. You said it, like, he planted the bomb without any cover. He had absolutely no clue that somebody could actually be behind him, and he had like 30 more seconds to plant the bomb, and he rushed it, and not a good way to go. So lots of mistakes.
Yeah, definitely agreed. 8-1-3 did eat a pretty big tasty grenade there. 54 HP left on him. What a shot from Dai through the box in the face of Frost Misty. Did not know what hit him, and again, CCZY get themselves that first frag. 8-1-3 just peeks out of connector. The bomb's been dropped in a horrible place in mid. This is almost impossible to pick up from the terrace. They're going to have to go for frags and then try and get the bomb afterwards. But they've got 1 player that's on 12 HP, and he is the last remaining player. Let's switch on board with him. He's got an M4 and doesn't last for too much longer. 16-7, very confident display from the Chinese. Deserved to go through to the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, it was a routine job for ZZCY. So.
Yeah, all too easy. So, guys, we've got another game coming up very shortly for you. So, we're going to cut back to a quick break. And when you rejoin us, if I can get my words out right, we'll be ready to cast the next BO1. I'm Metis, joined by Kassad. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few.